girls, let's going to correct yesterday's work. A little bit sunny again today, even though it's freezing outside. So it's going to be a little bit light, the whiteboard, so I will just be moving it so you can see it clearly, all right? So you have to find equivalent fractions, and they were giving you basically an equivalent fraction but with missing numbers. So what you have to do, you have to find what number has that denominator and numerator being timed by or being divided by, so you could actually find the missing number, okay? So grab your pen and let's go to correct yesterday's work. You have 1/2 is the same as, is equivalent as something quarters. So I do know that my denominator 2 has been timed by 2 to make that quarter there, yeah? So because I timed 2 times 2 is 4, now I need to time my numerator. 1 times 2 is 2. So you should have 2 quarters. Now I'm going to go to my next fraction. Again, it's equivalent. And then it should have the same value as 1/2. Well, I know that to get 8, I have timed 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. So then what I need to do is time the same number by my, time the same on my numerator. 1 times 4 is 4. Okay, so that lets you with 1/2 is the same as 2 quarters and is the same as 4/8. Let's going to go to my next one. You have 1/3. You have there out of 6 and out of 12. So I know that 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6, and I do the same to my numerator. 1 times 2 is 2. Let's going to find the next one. I go to 12. I know that 3 times 4 is 12. So 3 times 4 is 12. Okay. 1 times 4 is 4. So you should have 1/3 is the same as 2/6 is the same as 4/12. Okay. Let's going to go to my next one. 1/5. So I have there a numerator up and a denominator down. Let's going to go with the first one. I know that 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 2 is 10. So 1 times 2 is 2. Let me go to my next one. This time I have a 3 up there. And I have a 1. So I know that 1 times 3 is 3. Then 5 times 3 is, that's right, 15. Okay? Have a look at it because I'm going to rub it off to write the next ones. We have 2 more to do. Okay, right. Then you have something third equals 6 9ths equals something 12ths. 2 something equals 8 12ths equals something 6. Okay. So, let me grab my pen. I have something out of 3. And I can see here one of my fraction that it gives me both, my numerator and my denominator. This one is smaller, so instead of multiply, I need to divide to find what has it been divided my denominator by to do the same to my numerator. 9 divided by something is 3. I know 3 times 3 is 9. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so then now I need to do the same for my 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Right, let's going to go here. I have a 3, 2/3. That is the same as 6 9ths. That is the same as something 12ths. Right, let me have a look. I have a 3 there and a 12 there. So how have I got that 12? 3 times 4 is 12. Then 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, happy? Let's going to move on to my next one. Again, you have the fraction in the middle. And you have something missing down here, a denominator missing and a numerator missing here. I'm going to go first there. I have 8 and this is smaller, so it's been divided. 8 divided by what number equals 2? Yeah, 8 divided by 4 equals 2. So 12, I'm going to do the same to my denominator. 12 divided by 4 equals 3. Well done. I'm going to wrap this one off so it's not too confusing. Now I'm going to move on to my next one. I have 2/3 and I have something 6, okay? I'm just going to look at my 3 and my 6. Is it 6 on my 3 timetable? Yeah, it is. 3 times 2 is 6. So I do the same to my numerator. 2 times 2 equals 4. So that should leave you with 2/3 is the same as 8/12 and is the same as 4/6. All of them are equivalent fractions, all right? So well done for those ones who had it correctly. The ones that didn't, I hope that you have been watching the video and trying to do it again with me. If you struggle still, if you still don't get it, please let me know and then I can just try to help you, okay? Alright, so today we are going to be looking again at equivalent fractions, but this time we are going to try to find equivalent decimal numbers. Again, decimal numbers. So we are going to look first at my values. When we said this is normally 100, you are right, but we are going to be looking at decimal numbers. So what it happens is that we used to see this as 1, as a whole, all right? So we did have ones. Then if I will zoom in a 1, what value is smaller than ones? So if you look at my value, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. What is smaller than my 1? It is smaller value, then I have tenths, don't I? Because 10 tenths make 1, okay? Then there is another smaller value, isn't it? It is. So I do have my ones, okay? Then I have the number 1. And I have 10 tenths, yeah, 10 tenths that make my 1. Now, if you zoom it, we were saying in the school, if we get a number and zoom it and even try to see the smaller number that we can get, it will be, it's not only this line, can you see? It's not only this line. These tenths are made of another tenths. What is the value of each of these small ones? What is the value of this? It is, so 10 times smaller than a tenth, it is my hundredths. Well done. So I have ones, tenths, and hundreds. And I have something that I forgot. Really important, I have a decimal point, okay, to show that it is smaller than a whole number. Right, are you with me there? Are we still remembering that bit? I'm going to just get it a little bit closer so we can try to get it. I'm going to just get this fraction up for you. If I have 1/5, okay? So what is 1/5 if you need to find an equivalent decimal number for 1/5? Well, I know that I have 1, the number 1, and I've split it into how many equal parts? 5. So I'm going to just quick draw. I'm going to draw a 100 square, okay, a number, a whole, and I am dividing it into 5 equal parts, okay? So I'm going to remember that my drawings aren't that equal sometimes. You just need to play along and try 1, 2, 3, 4 and try to see it equal for me, please. So I have got now my whole, my 1, and it is split into 5 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Then I know that to get 100, okay, to get a whole, I know that 5 equal parts of them is 100. So I know that 5 equal parts of them, it will be 1, okay? It will be a whole. So if I get a cake, and it is a rectangle cake or a square cake, and you cut it into 5 equal parts. You cut it into 5 equal parts to eat the whole cake. You don't need to eat 5 of them, don't you? Because if you eat only 2, you don't need the whole cake, do you? If you eat only 2 slices. So 5/5, okay, can you see it? 5/5 is 1 whole cake. Forget about that 100 because I'm going to show you the 100 now in a minute. So 1 whole cake, 5 slices out of 5 that you cut. If you eat them, you are eating the whole cake. So now what I'm going to show you is, if I say to you that this cake, okay, is cut into 100 equal parts, because we are going to try to get to see a fraction into an equivalent decimal number. So if I say to you that it is cut into 100 equal parts, okay, so we have 100 of them, because remember that we have 10 on a whole line, and to make that line we have another 10 of them, don't we? So to have 100, if I say to you that we have 1/5 of 100, and I ask you how many do you eat, then you will need then to split your 100 into how many equal parts? Into 5. Well done. So you will need to get again your 100 into 5 equal parts. So you need to get your 100 divided into 5 equal parts. If you get 100 divided into 5, you do get what? 1 divided by 5, I cannot do that, so I'm getting 10. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Now 0 divided by 5 is 0. 0 times 5 is 0. Sorry, so we have 20. If I divide my 100 into 5, I get 20. That means that I get 20, another 20, another 20, another 20, and another 20. Shall we try to see if it's like that? Ready? Count with me in 20s. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So if I am getting now, then 1/5 of 100, and I divide my 100 into 5 equal parts, and I'm getting 20. If that 100 is 1, this is one piece of cake. What is what we have been eating as a decimal number? Have you eaten a whole number, a whole cake? No, you haven't. So we have been eating not the whole cake. Have you eaten 2/10 of the cake? Yeah, 2/10. So we have 2/10 and 0 hundredths. So a little bit complicated, I know. I know that 1/5 is the same as 0.2 or 0.20 what? Hundredths or 0.2 tenths, okay? So that will be my decimal number that it is equivalent to it. Shall we try to find now what it will happen if this time I get 2/5? This time I'm going to eat 2/5 of 100. Okay? So I'm going to rub it off again, so we try to get it quick. What I have to do, I have 100 to be one whole that I've eaten, so it's been cut into 100 little bits. Okay, so my whole has been cut into 100 little bits, and I know then that 100 is being split into how many equal parts? 5. And I know that 100 divided by 5, if you cannot do that, you can see 10 divided by 5 is 2, 0 divided by 5 is 0. So I know that 1/5, only 1/5 is 20, but this time I've eaten 2/5. So then I know that 2/5, it is how many times this 20? I have 2 bits of it. One slice of 20 and another slice of 20 little bits, little squares. So 20 and 20, or 20 times 2 equals 40. Okay, so I know that 2/5 is, let's going to look at it here. Is it a whole? Has he eaten one whole cake? No. 0 point what? Has he eaten 40 small bits? So he has eaten 0.40 hundredths, and you can just write that if you want hundredths, or he has eaten 0.4 tenths. Because remember that 0, you can count it if you want, or you don't have to. So that 20, it will be, if you use 20, it will be hundredths as well. And if you use 0.2, you will need to say 0.2 tenths. Okay? Can you see that clear there? Can you see that if I am doing my 0.40, I just read it as 0.4 tenths or as 0.40 hundredths. Okay, so your work today, guys, is a little bit confusing. So your work today, you are going to need to be finding equivalent decimal numbers, okay, from fractions. So you will need to get a whole. So if it says 1/6, you are imagining that you are just getting your 100 and you're cutting it into 6 equal parts. And you will need to work out what is one of that equal parts. To do it, 1 out of 100, 1 out of 6 of 100, you will just need to divide your 100 by as many equal parts. Let's go into quick do one together, because it can sound a little bit confusing, but it's not. Let's going to just quick do another one together. So this time I'm going to just get 1/2 of 100. So you are going to find, that's not how you will find it on your work. You will just find the fraction 1/2. And you need to find your tens or hundreds. I'm going to say hundreds, okay, today. I'm going to say hundreds. And then you will need to find your decimal number. So because I have 1/2 out of 1/2, I know that the whole, it is, if I'm looking at hundreds, is 100, yeah? So that's why I put there 100. So I get my 100, that it is split into how many equal parts? Yep, 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5, 0 divided by 2 is 0. So I know that 1/2 is 50. If I get my 100 and I divide it into 2, I get 50. So I get 50 here, and that means then that I have what? 0.50 hundredths, so I have 50 hundredths, or which is the same as what decimal number? 0.50. Okay? A little bit more clear now? Yeah? So that is going to be your work. You will just get fractions, and then you just need to imagine that fraction, the whole fraction, it will be 100. Then divide it by how many equal parts, and count if you have a numerator higher than 1. Multiply how many times you have that equal parts, how many times you're eating them slices, okay? Have a go at it, and then if you don't know how to do it, don't worry, just drop me a message. I try to help you, but remember that this is just a quick recap before we start our proper lessons of fractions as soon as we come back on term 4, all right? Good luck, and then I will see you tomorrow. Adios.